Good morning, guys. It is Crystal from the Learn to Blog Hangouts. I think I may have spoke too soon. Sorry, guys. Good morning. In case I cut myself off, it's Crystal from the Learn to Blog Hangouts. And Kelly will be joining us very soon. She should be popping in here anytime now. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Last week we took the week off, and this week we're talking all about utilizing our analytics and our Webmaster tools to drive more traffic to our sites. So this is a great opportunity to utilize some of the information that's made available to you already with the tools that Google offers to figure out how to get some more traffic and boost what we have going on. But before we dive into that, I am Crystal VanTassel, Dallas mom blogger at crystalandcomp.com, and every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, Kelly and I come here and share a new Learn to Blog topic with you. And we have been doing this for, I think we're close to 85 weeks or so. You can view all of our videos at learntoblog-hangouts.com. Click on the New Start Here button, and that will give you like a playlist of all the things. I try really hard to keep that updated and to go in and add each new video each week. But if it's not updated, you can also go to my YouTube channel or Kelly's YouTube channel and find the videos there. We alternate each week on who's hosting. So Kelly Miller from 3 Boys and a Dog is my partner in crime, and she was out running some errands and had a meeting actually, and it ran a little over, so she should be here anytime now. But we're going to get started. So good morning. I am so happy that you're here. I missed you guys so much last week. But I was traveling and things were busy, and so we just took the week off. So, all right, the first thing that we're going to do, this is really, I'm so used to having 2 of us, which makes things go a little bit smoother and allows us to kind of get things going on the other side while the other person is talking. But I want to first start off by showing you so Webmaster Tools and Google Analytics are 2 things that Kelly and I use daily to check what's going on with our sites, to figure out where the traffic is coming from. If you follow us over in the Facebook group, we see questions regularly. Yesterday, one of our regular watchers, who's also over on the Learn to Blog Facebook page, said, you know, I see this extra traffic coming in. Google's not really, my Google Analytics is not really telling me what words, it's not provided, so I really don't know how this traffic has spiked. How can I make sense of this? And one thing we really want you to do is to get comfortable using Webmaster Tools and Google Analytics. I think a lot of you guys are pretty comfortable with Google Analytics, but Webmaster Tools really is such a huge free platform that we can use to really see where our stuff is coming from. So let me screen share. And for me, the best place that I like to or the best way that I like to get to Google Webmaster or to Webmaster Tools is to just go to google.com/Webmaster Tools, and then it'll ask me to log in, and then it'll bring up all of my sites, and then I just click on Crystal & Co. And I have some new important error messages that it's showing me up top. And those just appeared, I guess it was last week, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm on it. I've got some help looking into it, but basically there were some issues with the Google bots being able to read my site just unexpectedly. So as I learn about that, I will share that with you guys too. But anyway, whenever I go into Webmaster Tools, which sometimes I check it daily, I check it at least once a week, but probably about 3 times a week, just to kind of see what's going on over here. But the way that I use this, my favorite way to just kind of come in and see what's going on, is to do a search traffic here and then click search queries, and it's going to pull up all of my queries that essentially Webmaster Tools is telling you what keywords folks are using to your site. So whenever they're searching online, what is it that they're searching for that makes them land on your site? And previously, within Google Analytics, it would tell you this information. And about a year ago or so, Google Analytics started saying, look, we want you guys to really work harder for this organic traffic, and we're not going to be providing that information in Webmaster Tools for you anymore. So that's why we're seeing an increase in this not provided result that we get over there. But here's a way kind of around that, or an alternative to figuring out some of this information. So for me, I immediately come in and sort by impressions, and I want to see exactly what people are searching for when they're coming to my site. Now, another thing to remember is this is going to default to the last month. So this is telling me August 24th to September 23rd what my results look like. This will go back up to 3 months. So I actually come in and sometimes change it to show the full 3 months, just so that I can kind of get a feel for what we have here. Lemonade stand ideas, that was really popular in June and July. Obviously, it was because it was summer. Right now, I'm not going to be talking about lemonade stands, but I know that I had a couple of posts that relate to that did really well. Clearly, my work was the work that I was putting into it was bringing me results. And now for this time next year, or for summertime next year, I want to make sure that I continue to grow off of this. So I can either download this data, or maybe I just make a note within my calendar or on my I like to start a post on WordPress and save it as a draft and just kind of keep some notes in there about, you know, keywords I want to work on and whatnot. But that is information that I will utilize to create more content in the future. And then, like activities for kids, my activities for kids, that keyword does so good for me in the summertime because I have a great post that's about 4 years old that's done really well every summer, and it just continues to grow. But for the purpose of right now, I want to know what traffic, what is doing well right now. So I'm going to change this back to a 30-day period of time. And I can see that Letter of the Week is still doing really, really well. Crockpot or Sloppy Joe, my Sloppy Joe posts are doing really well. My Do-A-Dot printables are doing really well. So this allows me to see that, number one, my efforts are bringing results. And number two, it gives me an idea of where I want to continue to channel my energy to keep getting these results, so that I can continue to build on that momentum. So, and this is something that Kelly and I, when we do our class for folks, where our month-long class that we do, we actually have you download your Webmaster Tools information and send it to us, and that way we can dissect it and really kind of come up with a plan for you of what keywords you should be focusing on if this is the direction that you're wanting to take your blog, or what have you. So, just like, for example, I talk about how we started doing Letter of the Week crafts about 1.5 years ago on my site. And so I am ranking for Letter of the Week. But from that, you'll see that I have other great words that are coming through for that. So Letter of the Week printables, which is more of a long tail word. I'm getting Letter A crafts, which this never would have happened had I not had Letter of the Week to begin with, our Letter of the Week stuff. Letter D activities, Letter F crafts. So I'm taking that information and making notes about it and seeing what kind of results I'm getting from that. So one thing that I can also do, anytime you are working off of a word that you're getting some traffic for, but you want to see how much you're really getting, and you want to dissect a little bit more, I like to go in here to filters and just do the very basic generic words. So say letter, because I want to see what Letter of the Week stuff I'm getting. I want to see what, not only Letter of the Week preschool, Letter of the Week crafts, but I also want to see which letters are doing well, Letter F, Letter A, etc. So I'll just do letter and click apply. And then I come in here and I can see exactly what kind of things I'm getting traffic for. So Letter A crafts for preschool, Letter A craft, etc. So now I kind of know I'm taking this information and I'm utilizing it to kind of figure out where I want to go from here. Are my efforts working? And just remember, this is your impression. This is actually how many clicks you're getting. So your click-through rate, CTR, is then 3%. And then this tells you what your average position is. So if you're wanting to check this stuff out, go to a browser that you're not logged into, so like Internet Explorer, and go in and just put in letter of the week or whatever word you're looking for and see how accurate this information is. Where am I showing up? So what this should represent is page 5, the very top spot, page 8, number 1 spot, page 6, number 9 spot. Honestly, I don't always find this information to be 100% accurate in this average position area here, but I definitely pay close attention to what my impressions are and what my actual clicks are and what that click-through rate is, because the more that I can write and the more that I can focus on these words, the more I'm going to potentially increase my clicks and my click-throughs, which would then increase my average position, etc. But that's something that I really try hard. This is where I spend a lot of focus here. I spend a lot of time trying to dissect these numbers and figure out, are my efforts working? So let me see if you guys, I know this information is a lot, so let me see if you guys have any questions. I don't see anything right now over on the event page. So if you do have any questions that you want to know about Webmaster Tools, just let me know and I can kind of dive into that even more. So honestly, that's pretty much on a very basic level without getting into what we cover in our class and without getting into a customized plan for you. This is just, I really, really encourage you to go in here and just get comfortable with Webmaster Tools. I will tell you that when it took Kelly really kind of prodding me along to say, this is a program that you need to be using, or an application that you need to be using and applying it to your blog for growth. And at first I didn't like it. I really didn't understand how it related directly to my site, and I didn't understand how it really worked with my analytics, Google Analytics. And it took some time to just really get in there and play. You can't break anything. Y'all know I'm that person. I'm so scared I'm going to break something when I'm in there. I'm going to crash something, mess it up. But you really can't. It's just information that will help you grow. And here comes Miss Kelly, it looks like. Hey, can you hear us? Looks like she's trying to log on. I know she has some great information that she wants to share as well. I guess she's still trying to log in. So let me check the event page real quick. I don't want to move on to Webmaster or to Google Analytics until I make sure that we have answered any questions that you guys may have, and I would love for Kelly to give her 2 cents about Webmaster Tools. Okay, let's see here. Miss Kelly, you there? Hey.
I'm having issues.
Oh, you are. What's new? I'm kidding.
Hi guys.
Hey, can you see us? We can't see you.
Yeah, that's because I have my camera turned off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have no makeup on. My hair is a mess. I have on ready clothes. My desk is covered in junk. I just keeping the camera off today.
Okay. Well, you're allowed to do that. Well, do you want to? I've already kind of gone over some of Webmaster Tools, but do you real quick want to introduce yourself, just in case if we have any new viewers that would love to know who you are?
Hi guys, it's Kelly. I blog at 3boysandadog.com. I blog about homeschooling and homemaking tips for busy folks. I've been blogging since November 2006. This is my full-time job. This and, raising my family. But, yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. So, Kelly, I just kind of went over some very, without giving away our class, but being able to get, I really, really, really want people to get comfortable with Webmaster Tools. And I can tell you that I never would have, I know that today I would not be using Webmaster Tools the way that I do had you not pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and said, look, this is an application that you really need to be applying. So, I just kind of showed them the basic way to go in and see your search queries, sort those impressions, see what the clicks and the click-through rates are, do some filters and searches for those words. Obviously we can't do any customized things for people here in our Hangout, but was there anything else that you think, I'm not screen sharing at the moment, but I can go back to it. Is there anything else that you feel that that we should go over in Webmaster Tools for figuring out how to use this to drive more traffic?
No, I think you covered all that as far as what we can cover without going into our class.
Okay. All right. So now, and nobody had any questions. Let me just double check one more time. No questions. Okay. So I want to talk about, sometimes I have too many tabs open. I'm going to screen share again, and I want to talk to you guys about analytics, Google Analytics. So I think most bloggers are most comfortable with Google Analytics. It's a little bit easier to kind of use and figure out. But for those of you that are brand new to blogging or wondering how do other bloggers, how do they dissect the information that they find there, and how do they use it to and apply it to their blogs, I will tell you that multiple times a day I get on and check my analytics. I try not to, it can be a time suck just the same way that Facebook and Pinterest can be. So I try to limit limit my time on there. But I would say, like in the mornings, I check about 8 a.m. to see where I'm at. And I have a goal by 8 a.m. where I like to be. So if I'm right under it, right below it, right where I want to be, then I kind of know where my promotion efforts need to go for that day. Don't you kind of do the same thing, Kelly?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I like to look at the real time. Honestly, I like to have a minimum of 30 people on my site at a time. Obviously, throughout different times of the day, that's going to fluctuate. If I can have 80 to 100 people on my site at a time, I'm rocking, and that's an awesome, super, super awesome day. Something is viral or working its way to being viral. But I like to, so if I come in here and just kind of look at what people are looking at right now, this lets me know that right now, obviously, letter of the week stuff, people are really looking at that and using it for their home preschool curriculum stuff. That is always, right now, starting in August until the end of the school year, that seems to be right there at the top with where people are looking on my site. But then I also know that, say there's old content, like just a second ago, my pumpkin pie Play-Doh was showing here as an active page. And so that lets me know that last week we were linking up that post over on Linky Parties. Even though it's a post that's 2 or 3 years old, I still pull that out in my arsenal and get it promoted again, get it out there, because readers are typically not going to come to your site and spend hours searching unless they find something that is that really draws them in. But it's kind of hard for them sometimes to find that old content that's so great. So we like to kind of revive content, get it going on the Pinterest boards again, share it over on Facebook again, and then we can see in our analytics that those efforts are working. So I also like to click to the content and actually see the page views from the last 30 minutes. And this lets me know, I've got, like I said, I have 26 weeks of letter of the week crafts, and I like to see everybody doesn't go in order. They don't all start with the letter A and work their way to letter Z. Some people start with the letter M or H. There's a core of like 8 letters that some methods start with, because those are the letters that you can spell the most words with. So that's how they start teaching kids to read. So I keep an eye on what other people are viewing right now, and then I know, oh, I need to be promoting letter E, or oh, I need to be promoting letter T last week. T and M were really popular last week. So that lets me know that those are letters that people are working on. So I need to be pushing that content. I'm not kidding, guys. This real-time analytics is something that I really, really try to dissect and figure out how I can continue to push more traffic from it. How do you use real-time analytics, Kelly?
Yeah, the same way. I go in and I check my real time. I check my page views, my content, my locations, and I see what people are looking at. If it's something that's kind of an odd thing that's popped up, it's not something that I've been promoting and it's just kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will go in and pin it and see if I can get some more people coming or share it on Facebook or whatever. Or edit it, make sure that my sidebars are correct, and just kind of just it gives me another way to check and see what needs to have some work done. But I mainly spend time in
Webmaster tools.
no, I actually mainly spend time in all traffic and all pages.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there in just a second. Something else that I like to look at here is I like to see each time of day where I do know by using Alexa that my demographic is 24 to 35-year-olds viewing from home, women. So I see that right now desktop is 78%. And like before we went on live, it was 8% mobile. So definitely this time of day, my traffic is very much definitely the moms that are at home. They've got the kids are eating breakfast or what have you, and they're getting their day started and they're looking for those activities and crafts to do, or they're trying to figure out what they're going to cook for dinner, or they're looking for some meal planning help. And this just kind of helps to reiterate that. And then I like to look at that, at typical break times at work or during commute time, like in the evening when people are commuting, and just see how much this changes or increases for real time. But then you can also obviously see that information in your basic overview. So, all right, Kelly, tell me where you hang out the most. You said you hang out under acquisition and referrals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to screen share?
Yeah, do that. Let me switch real quick out of here. Okay, you go ahead. And I'm going to check for questions.
Can you see my screen? Am I in the big...
Hold on one second. Yep, we can see you.
Okay, so I go to acquisition, all traffic. And I like to see where I'm getting traffic from. So what I typically do is I go in and I look and I see, maybe something is really low. So, for example, kids activities blog referral is 3,000 less than the stumble upon Google, Direct, and Pinterest. So I might go in and say, hey, Holly, can I do another guest post on your site? Or I might go and make sure I have things linked up in her linkies. Free homeschool deals, I'll go in and make sure that I'm pinning to her Pinterest board because that's where she promotes stuff from. Add me, just whatever. Crystal, okay, Crystal, you're about to be below my 10, so Crystal, can I do another guest post? Or I'll go into Crystal's site and I'll pin all the posts that link to me so that Crystal gets more traffic and then I get more referrals to her. So that's one way that I really try to keep up with where am I getting traffic and how can I capitalize on it.
Becca says, Chris, site visitors are way below your goal. What immediate things do you do to get people to the site immediately? Seems like pinning something or posting on Facebook doesn't always lead to an instant result of hits, or at least for her it doesn't. So I call it time of crisis. And when that happens, I go out and repin my source. I may reach out to Kelly and say, hey, I'll repin your source. Will you repin mine? And we get some pins scheduled for each other. I am seeing really good results on Facebook. So I really encourage a group of bloggers, even if it's just one other blogger, or if you can get a group of 5 of you and just kind of work together so that you're constantly promoting each other's stuff on some platform. Because, even though right now I have under 30 people on my site, in an hour from now, I'm going to log on and there's going to be 40 or 45 or 50 or whatever. So, but I know, and I also, I know that honestly, by 8 a.m., my goal is to have already had 2,000 pages. So if that's not happening, then I do things like what I said, pinning, or I go to the posts that people are currently looking at right now, and I double check them. I make sure that I've linked to, which honestly, it's usually for me the same posts that are in my top 10 right now, the ones that are being viewed right now. It's all the letter of the week stuff this time of year. But I do go in and make sure that I've linked to a landing page on as many of those that it works for, so that my main landing page for letter of the week crafts is, I just double check to make sure that that's done. I make sure that at the end of those posts, I've referred my readers by linking to other relevant content. So if I share how to make molding clay, then at the end I say, here's also how to make homemade silly putty, how to make Play-Doh out of Kool-Aid, how to make edible Play-Doh, whatever. I like to find 4 other things or so that I can link to. I just make sure that every day, being that I'm in the kid blogger realm, I don't consider myself a kid blogger. I still consider myself definitely a mom blogger. But being that I share a lot of kid content, I make sure that each day I am sharing in that network of moms or in that network of blogs. They allow people, on Monday you can share on all of these pages, and I make sure I'm doing that. I make sure that my links are getting shared in linky parties. It's all that are adding up. But instantly, my number one instant traffic getter is to go to Pinterest and get some pins going if my pin source is kind of dying down. Kelly, what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Pinterest is my go-to. If my traffic if I'm panicking, I'll go to like a big group, like Kid Blogger Network, or Learn to Blog, and I'll say, hey, can I get some reshares? Leave a comment and I'll share yours. And I'll put a post or 2 in there, or my source, or a pin, something to get some people sharing my stuff. I go in and check my comments and see if there are any that need responses, because that'll get some people to my site. When I respond, they get an email that they have a new comment or they have a new reply to their comment. So that's one thing I do. Like Crystal said, I pin my source, or I say, Crystal, oh my gosh, crisis mode, help, 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 pin my source, and I'll pin yours. Yeah, I start asking, and I go in and I pin anything that I can pin to group boards. If a group board can have 10 pins in a 24-hour period, I go find 10 different things that I can pin to that group board, because I know it's going to generate traffic.
Yeah, and to talk about comments, something else that I do, Kelly, and that we encourage you to do too, is go find 5 relevant blogs that are relevant within your niche and go and comment on them, because that will get people over to your site. If you're leaving relevant comments on a site and they're interesting, people want to click through it and see what you're about. So not only do you want to make sure that you're filling out, when you leave a comment, that you're filling out the name, your email address, and then most importantly your site URL, but if they have comment love, then you can choose. So not only do you have a link there to your main site landing page, but down below you can choose the comment love post. It usually gives you 10 to choose from, that you can go in and say, look, I want to promote this post right now, and people do click through to that stuff. And then also make sure that you're utilizing things like, for example, on our Learn to Blog Facebook group, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have an activity to do. So Monday is pinning. I think Wednesday is leaving a comment on Facebook, and then Friday is leaving a comment on a blog. So, the one on Mondays for Pinterest will have 60, 70, 80 people share a link. So something else to consider is, even if only 5 people repin your stuff, okay, you're getting exposure to things that you would not have gotten exposure to had you not shared.
Right.
Because they are sharing on boards that you don't have access to. But also, by you going in, even if you're going above and beyond, and this was a conversation that was yesterday over in our Learn to Blog Facebook, even if you're going above and beyond, I will try to pin every single person's pin that leaves something over there. And I may get 5 in return or 10 in return. But here's the thing. When I am very active on Pinterest, then my Pinterest feed is showing up, or my boards are showing up in people's feeds, or my pins are showing up in people's feeds, and my name is showing up. So if I really like to have my Pinterest set up similarly to how my blog is. So above the fold of when my Pinterest boards load, all of that above the fold are things that I'm working on now that are relevant. So it's fall stuff, Halloween stuff, back to school stuff, preschool, homeschool education, whatever. And if I'm working on a big project like frog craft projects that I'm heavily working on because I figured out by Webmaster Tools that's something that I needed to work on, I'll create a board for that specific word and start, I've got pins going to it. And what happens is when people come to your Pinterest, even though, in your group that you submitted your link to, everybody else isn't pinning as much as you are, the thing is you're getting people to find you and see you on Pinterest, and now they're coming and seeing all of your boards and seeing the content that you share, which is then sending them hopefully back to your site. So does that make sense? I use that method all the time, and I'll tell you, my Pinterest grows steadily, and Pinterest, Google, and Facebook are my top 3 referrers right now. And I'm working Facebook hard. Obviously, we work Google hard because we're always working on our SEO. And then Pinterest is just the bomb diggity right now. So, and I'm getting results from there. So I hope that answers your question. Is there anything you want to add to that, Miss Kelly?
Facebook is not even in my top 10.
Really?
It used to be, but I don't work it anymore.
Yeah. Man, I am trying to crack some codes over there on Facebook.
Well, there's my Facebook. Mobile Facebook is number 15, L Facebook is number 18, and regular Facebook is number 20.
Mm-hmm. Cassie says Cassie from 3 Dinosaurs, who I love, she says, I'm always looking for things to pin. You can never pin too little. I agree. I mean, when you're doing that, when you're constantly, and that's what, something like Viral Tag is an application that allows you to have constant activity over there without always sitting at your desk and doing it, because you can schedule things out. And I'm telling you, by having a steady stream of content going out on Pinterest, it helps drive traffic to you. It helps bring people to your Pinterest. My followers increase. I mean, I can grow 1,000 followers pretty quickly. I mean, usually in about a week. I consider that to be pretty quick. And I want to be a go-to place for mom solutions and for mommy resources. That's what my brand is about. That's, the kind of content that I'm always sharing. And if I'm always showing up in people's feeds, then that's getting my brand into their mind even more and helping them remember, oh yeah, she's a go-to place for mommy resources and mommy solutions, which, lucky for me, a lot of things fall under that umbrella. So Pinterest is definitely a great traffic generator right now. What were you going to show us, Kelly?
Viral Tag doesn't seem to be working right now.
Really?
It's not pulling up my...
Sometimes if I have just used that same window to schedule stuff, it will not let me schedule stuff again. It's like it screws up I don't know what it does. It corrupts it somehow. And have you tried opening a whole new window, like a whole new tab?
I just figured maybe I have too much going on, so when I get off of here. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what we mean by pinning our source. If you go to pinterest.com/source/ whatever your URL is, without the HTTP, without the www, so 3boysanddog.com, it pulls up your most recent items that were pinned from your site. So that's our source. And we hit our Viral Tag button, we click our little select all right here, and we click next, and we pin our source. That's what we mean by that.
Mhm.
Okay?
That's exactly what we're doing.
All right, so I want to go back to the next thing that I do. So the next thing that I do is I go to behavior and I go to all pages. This has so much information.
Yes, it does.
Oh gosh, I just love this. This is probably my favorite part in all of the Google Analytics is this spot right here. Because what I like to do is I like to go in and see what my next bump is, okay? So, for example, 10,000, okay, 9,000. So I need 1,000 more page views in a 30-day time period on this post. Okay, this one, the next one is 9,000, so I need about 100 more, 200 more, whatever my next little bump is. So this would be my closest to my next little bump, okay? Over 50 back to school lunch is perfect for lunchbox recipes. So I want to start promoting that one. I want to link to it from other posts in my site. I want to maybe write some guest posts that can link to it. I want to put it back through all the Pinterest boards. I want to share it maybe on my Facebook page or in the linkies or whatever. I want to start promoting this one again to bump it to its next thing. But I also go in and I look at this bounce rate right here in this column, right here. Okay? And I start seeing how I can bring them down. So this one has over 90. So that's one I would work on. I would go to it and I would make sure I have some good links from it to other posts on my site to try to get that bounce rate for it down, which will increase my page views. It's one of my top 10 most popular posts on my site. I want people to stick around. This one, the same thing. It's over a 90% bounce rate, so it would be my next one to work on to try to get it under that. Once I would get my top 10 or top 25 under 90%, then I would start getting under 85% and then under 80. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes, that's exactly right. So sometimes we discount what some of this information really means to us, and we don't pay it the attention that we should. And the bounce rate is definitely one of them. And Kelly is so right. If we can keep people from bouncing off of our site, that means we're keeping them on our site. So if they're on our site, then they're viewing more content.
And they're becoming invested.
Exactly. And they're
our newsletters, which means when we want to sell something, they're more likely to buy it.
So that is such a great thing to instantly go in and see what content, why are people coming to that post and leaving. You need to go in there and figure out why. Is it because you haven't given them a main landing page to go to? And landing pages are so important for not only the SEO stuff, which we go into great detail within our class about, but also for your reader, because when they land on a landing page, it is it's a list of all the links related to that keyword. So for me, when somebody lands on my letter of the week landing page, they have 26 clicks to click on. They're getting invested. It's an organized way for them to find the content, and they can continue to just keep scrolling through. So why are they bouncing off? Is it because I'm not giving them a landing page to come to? Is it because I'm not referring them to other relevant content? Is it because there's a lot of errors in that post, and people think if a post goes viral that has a lot of grammatical errors and they find that, they're like, well, this person can't write, I'm out of here, and they go to Pinterest. Let's figure out, why are people not staying on this? Is it because the only place I've linked to is out of my site? Is the only place that I link to in this post sending them to Amazon or sending them to my friend's site? Well, girl, take care of yourself too. You need to be linking to yourself as well. Make sure you don't want, really consider any post that is only linking outside and not at least linking into your own site. You need to really evaluate why you're doing that and what your goal is. Kelly is so right. Consider your bounce rate. That is so, so true.
So here's another way to do it, and I've noticed that some of our huge bloggers are doing it. There's a lady that used to link to one of my posts, and she sent me quite a bit of traffic, and now she doesn't link to my post anymore. And here's why she doesn't link to my post anymore. If you go into behavior, all pages, and you go over here to search, and you type in outgoing, you're going to see where most of your traffic is going. So my number one outgoing traffic goes to color pages for mom. So that tells me that I need to make my own color pages for mom, and I need to find out what all places link to color pages for mom, and I need to make them all link to my own color pages for mom. Okay? So now those people are going to stay on my site. Again, watermelon brain cake. I need to make my own brain cake, and I need to link it to my own page.
Yes, yes, yes. That's right. That's exactly right.
Pinterest. Okay, I want them to stay there. That's a good one for them to go to. They're going somewhere, and I'm still returning them back to me because they're coming back to me from Pinterest. So Pinterest is it's a good link. Crystal, I'm definitely leaving Crystal because Crystal links back to me so much. So them going to her is not a problem. Hopefully they'll get in a link loop and they'll come back to me.
Okay, Becca has a great question. So she says, Crystal, I think I'm misunderstanding the word landing page. If I have a recipe post for a pineapple smoothie, are you saying that the URL to take them to the recipe shouldn't be the post itself? Okay. Here's the thing, and landing pages can be kind of confusing and hard for people to understand. A landing page can either be a page or a post. There's different situations that help you determine if you want it to be a page or a post. Most of mine are actually pages. That means that they don't go to my feed, so whenever I post a page, it doesn't go out to my feed. But the reason I like to use pages most often is because Google gives them higher, or the search engines give them higher ranking, okay? So a landing page is, and we do have a hangout that we did on this, but it was a long time ago. So easy recipes. If that is a word that I'm working on, or if it's something that I'm getting a lot of traffic for, I need to have a place, like a page, that lists out all of my easy recipes, okay? So it does two things. It helps my reader be able to find things in an organized way. So here's all my easy recipes, or here's all my chicken recipes, or all my beef recipes, or 30-minute, whatever you're doing, okay? I personally have a landing page for easy recipes. I have a landing page for letter of the week crafts, okay? So it's listing out, it's a page and it's listing out all the posts that are related to that topic. Then when I create a new post, so when I create a new easy recipe, I create that post and then I make sure that I go to that landing page and link to it on there. Okay, because when people find that landing page for easy recipes, they need to be able to find all my recipes, okay? And then also on the actual new post, so the new post that was cabbage casserole, I make sure that I've linked to my landing page on that page because I want for them to find more easy recipes and go to the landing page that lists everything out. I want them to stay on my site. I want them to be able to find things in an organized way, and I want for the search engines to say, she writes about this, and I want them to see me as an authority for that topic. So landing pages, really, we make it so much more complicated. I don't know any other way to explain it other than that, but that's all that it is. It can be a page or a post, and I prefer pages, but whatever. And it lists out, you know, usually there's lots of lists, and it's just my main page. It's my main page that I'm collecting information for that topic on. That is how I use a landing page. Kelly, do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, that's it.
So if you are creating a pineapple smoothie, then I don't know if you have a landing page. Like if you write about smoothies all the time, then maybe you have a smoothie landing page, okay? So when you create a new pineapple smoothie, you're going to go and include it, make sure that it's included and linked to over on the landing page. And then on that pineapple smoothie post itself, you're going to link to the landing page for all of your other smoothies. And there's methods and there's more specifics that we dive into all of that in our class, but there are reasons why you do it a certain way so that the search engines so that you're following what the search engines want to see. but then we're also doing it because it makes our site more user-friendly for our readers. So I hope that that makes sense. If you don't have a smoothie landing page, then maybe you have a recipe landing page or a sweets recipes, whatever it is, and so you're compiling all of those like recipes on that page. I hope that makes sense. I hope that that clarifies some of that. Okay, Kelly, what do you want to talk about next in Google Analytics? I was going to show, show whatever you want to show. The other thing that I was going to show was in acquisitions, showing some of my referral stuff.
I do want to say real quick while you were talking, I was checking my email, and there is an email from ViralTag that Pinterest has changed again, so the repinning feature is not working. You have to go in and install a new extension to Chrome browser. So you'll need to uninstall the ViralTag button that you currently have and install a new ViralTag button. And then repinning will work.
And so here's the thing, guys. Here's what we tell you. The longer you blog, the quicker you will realize that things are always changing. So, yes, right now, we get lots of traffic from Pinterest. Is that going to be the same picture in a year from now? Who knows? Yes, right now, ViralTag is a tool that Kelly and I both use and love. But there's always wrenches being thrown in the gears, and we're always having, this is a perfect example. Pinterest does not like applications like ViralTag. So they're constantly trying to find ways to prevent us from using it, and then ViralTag is having to find ways to, have shortcuts around it so that it still works. So this is a perfect real-time example of how things are always changing in the blogging world, and that's why we will never have a shortage of Hangout topics, because things are always going to be changing. So there you have it. There's a new ViralTag extension that we have to go in and put in. Fun. All right, Kelly. Do you want me to show real quick? Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about in that area of Google Analytics?
No.
Okay. I was just going to show real fast one of the things, that I like to do. So I will go into my ViralTag and, not ViralTag, into my Google Analytics, and I will look at my referrals. So I like to see that, I see that Pinterest is my number 1, StumbleUpon number 2, Facebook number 3. And this lets me know that, yes, my efforts are working. I have 5 days a week I'm sharing stuff on StumbleUpon, obviously using ViralTag for my Pinterest. I've been working Facebook super hard. I see the blogs that I'm still getting lots of referral traffic to, and I want to make sure that continues. But one thing that I like to do is to go into Pinterest, and we've shown you guys how to do this before, but I want to show you again. And I like to see what pins are bringing me the traffic right now. Okay, so I come in and I click on Pinterest, and then I am going to do behavior, and I want to see the full referral. Then I can take this information right here. I just take this and copy, and then I plug it into another window or another tab, and it will pull up the actual pin that is doing this pin. It's been repinned 2,600 times, and it has brought me a lot of steady traffic in the last 2 weeks or so. And so maybe I'll repin this and pin it to a board that I haven't pinned it to before. Or since it already has some momentum and some activity going on, maybe I send this exact link to Kelly and say, hey, Kelly, would you repin this? Because we can continue to get the momentum that we can get off of this pin that already has all of these repins, opposed to starting over from scratch with a pin that has no repins. There's a momentum there that's going. And so, for example, on Mondays in the Learn to Blog group, whenever I share a link that I want pinned, this is how I find it. I don't have you guys repin something that I just posted today. I go into my analytics and find something that's still relevant and find something that already has some good momentum.
Okay, but Crystal, you know you don't have to do all that, right?
Do what?
Let me screen share. If you go in to acquisition all referrals and click Pinterest, you don't have to go in and do a secondary dimension. If you just hit this little double square right here where my mouse is,
it
pops it right on up.
Yeah, that's true. You can do it that way too. You can. But if you go back and just use this little to the left, that what's there, that does not, you can't copy and paste that. You do have to go into.
Right. You just click your little thing. But what I do, the reason I do my secondary dimension is because I go into behavior, all pages, and let's say this Halloween recipe, it's Halloween, perfect. I click it, and then I do secondary dimension, behavior, full referrer, and I can see what is sending me the most traffic to that one post, and that's where I get my information.
And another thing that you can do is go and look at your analytics from last October. So October 1st or October 31st of 2013, say. Go in and pull that and see what pins were popular then for fall, for Halloween, and pull up those pins and see what they look like now. See how much more they've grown and how maybe they haven't been repinned in a while. Maybe they haven't been discovered again yet this season, this time around, but they already have some awesome repins that were collected from last year. So how can you share that and get it going again? Go out and repin that. Go and compare your traffic from this time last year and see how we can kind of bring life back to some of that content. I remember that post. It was so cute.
Well, mine is the same. 2013 is the same as 2014. And the reason is because this lady right here, Kelly Grant, right about that time, you can see where it just shot up.
She got featured.
Yeah, her board was featured by Pinterest in their newsletter that they send out.
Yep. I remember that. I can't believe that's been a year ago. All right, Miss Kelly, what else do you want to show them? Let me see if we have any questions. Becca says she has a category called beverages, but I'm thinking that isn't the same thing. But maybe I could create a landing page called beverages. I have a ton of them, though, so building that page could take a while. So, I mean, really, it won't take a while. What you need to consider this. You don't want to just call the page beverages, because don't you think that probably everyone and their mama would love to rank for just the word beverages? That's too broad of a word. So you need to figure out exactly what keyword is going to has the highest demand, the lowest supply, the best profitability, and you're already getting some traffic referral for that. So then that's how you kind of decide exactly what to name the page. And then just go into your site and do a search for beverages and start pulling those posts in. I mean, you can have a landing page created in an hour, even if you have a ton of links. Create a good image to go with it. Make like a collage of 5 of the different images from the different posts, and boom, you have a landing page created. You could link to the category, but Google does not see authority in that the way that it does with a page. So I have linked to a category just in the interim until I can get the page created, but then it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, and I don't go back as quickly as I should to get that page created, and then I'm just delaying my success, because search engines definitely...
They've lost you because what?
Because the search engines see authority in pages more than posts, more than categories, tags, anything else. So I would definitely make it a priority to get it done. Don't you think, Kelly? Do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I would most definitely make it a priority. I mean, if you have to spend 15 minutes a day pulling links, I would absolutely make it a priority. Even if you don't put anything but the title and hyperlink it, and then maybe you want to start explaining things or and making pictures or whatever, I would still make that landing page. Landing pages, to me, they're my bread and butter.
Yeah. Yep. Agree.
And while most of them are pages, they're not all pages. I consider some what most of us in the blogging world call a roundup. I consider that a landing page. If it's pretty much all my links, it's a landing page.
Right. There are situations. That's why I didn't want to make a blanket statement. But like, for example, my post that I did, I think it was 4 years ago, that was 80 free activities for kids in the summer. That was a post. By the next year, which that post did excellent, Pinterest was just getting going, so it must have been 2011, so 3 years ago. Pinterest was becoming popular, something that bloggers were really, really using and seeing some viral traffic from. And so that's a page, but it created such great results for me that even though that's still a page, that is part of what I use as a landing page for my activities for kids. I mean, I do it a little differently, but still, it is. I understand exactly what you're saying, Kelly. You certainly can. There are situations where we use a page where we use a post instead of a page as our landing page. But just again, that's why you have to pay attention to your Webmaster Tools, because it is telling you exactly what is working and what is not working. And just when you think that this word is what's going to bring you the results, you can look in Webmaster Tools and see that actually you're getting more impressions for it when it's presented this way, and this is where you're getting your click-through rate, and we have to take that information and use it before we lose it, because someone else is going to be working on that same word, and they can eventually bump you out of the influential spot that you have on the search engines. So you got to pay attention to that Webmaster Tools. You really do. All right, Kelly. Anything else you want to talk about with Google Analytics?
I mean, I could talk about Google Analytics all day long. I think it's very important that you put it on your agenda to use it, to make it a daily thing, or a 3 times a day thing if you're like me, but where you go in and you check, am I working towards my goals? Is it getting there? And if it's not, what do I need to do today to work towards my goal? Why is this bounce rate 93% on this post? What do I need to do to get the bounce rate on that post lower? Every little piece of sand builds up to a beautiful beach.
Yep. Becca says, last question. I create a page and publish it, but I don't add it to a menu. Will it still be searchable on Google? Yes, it will still be searchable on Google, but having it in your nav bar is going to make even more impact, especially if you title it properly with your SEO, with the words that you're working on. So just creating the page is the first step and will bring you results. Adding it to your nav bar will bring you even more results. Continuing to write about it, there's all of these things that add to the big impact. So just get it created, and from there you're going to start seeing more results. I'll tell you, when for example, handwriting, I have a keyword that I'm working on that's a handwriting keyword, and I am not seeing, I've been writing about it consistently for about 6 or 7 weeks, and I'm not seeing the results that I want to see for it, and it's because I don't have my landing page created, because I have so many other things going on. I'm preaching to the choir when I'm telling you to get your landing page created. I have got to get that landing page created, and I'll tell you, as soon as I get it done, within 2 weeks, I'm going to start seeing the results in my Webmaster Tools. Right now, I'm linking to a category or maybe even a tag, and that is, I'm limiting my success with that. And so it's just a matter of sitting down and getting that landing page made. believe me, I have tons of landing pages, tons of them. I do it, and I use the method, and I see results. But for that particular keyword, I haven't done it yet. And part of it is I'm proving to myself, I'm proving this method that I think I'm on to, or that I know I'm on to. So I'm seeing that, yes, the results are not, I'm getting some results, but not the results that I know I'll get once the page is created. So I'm tracking that over on Webmaster Tools, and as soon as I create the page, I know what I'm going to see results-wise. Cassie says she found that her roundup and activities and printables do really well. I found that my roundup of my activities and printables do really well. I also make to update all my older posts with a link to it to the relevant posts or pages. Yes, that's really awesome. So go into the old posts and figure out how you could link to newer content that you're creating for that topic, so that it's all about keeping them on your site and holding on to those readers for as long as you can, getting them invested in your content. All right, Miss Kelly, anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, and I don't think that we have any new questions. So guys, just take these tidbits of information and apply them and start seeing what kinds of results you can get from it. And you will get results from it. So just if it overwhelms you and if it's too much, start somewhere. I say go in and see what has high bounce rates, like Kelly. That's a great place to start. And go into those posts and figure out how you can decrease that bounce rate. How can I keep them on my site longer? Why are they leaving my site? That's a very, very good place to start. See what has momentum right now on Pinterest. See what's hot right now and what you're getting lots of traffic for. How can we keep that going? Just pay attention. Pay attention to Webmaster Tools. Pay attention to Google Analytics. And just baby steps. Or if you want to jump in, apply everything that we've told you today. If you want to jump in even more and be even more deliberate, we have our classes coming up. We'll have another round of another class, our 8th class for Learn to Blog stuff, where we actually go in for 4 weeks and help you develop an SEO plan and give you high demand, low supply, high profitability keywords. Go over your site and tell you what's working, what's not working. Look at your Webmaster Tool results. And this next class is going to be an evening class. So we will share the link where you can apply. We just ask that your site does need to be 3 months old or older, because we really can't help you with the new content. You don't have any analytics for us to really look at. And yeah, so this next class will be at 9 p.m. You need to be a WordPress site. It needs to be at least 3 months old. And if taking your blog to the next level is what you want to do, we are here to help you. And we give you actionable tasks. We're transparent. We share the exact methods that we're using. And they bring results. So, all right, we're done. Anything you want to add, Kelly?
I think you got it. So if y'all saw how quickly I just put that together, I edited it, I added another link, I added it to another page, and boom, and now I just scheduled them on Viral Tag, and I should see my traffic increase.
Boom, boom, boom. Good job.
That quick.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes just the dread that we create in our heads for doing things like creating the landing page takes more energy than actually just applying the work. It really is usually some pretty quick actions that can bring some great results. All right, guys. So if you have questions that that you think of later, leave them on the event page and tag us, and we'll come back and answer them. And have an awesome week. Do something great on your blog, and we will see you next week, and we'll share the link for those that want to apply for the class. So, all right, y'all. Have a great week. I just sounded like you, y'all. All right.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.